In this video, I'm going to go over how you can sign agency clients, SMMA clients without any case studies, without any prior experience, and without any money too, right? This video is really for the beginners. And one thing I do want to say is that we don't even help beginners. I'm not going to be selling you a 997 course at the end. There's no pitch for, signing up with us. Our business, we're scaling it to 7 figures and we're only working with established companies. So only companies, agencies making at least 30K a month, 50K a month, 100K a month. So I have very little incentive to actually make this video. But the reason that I'm making it is because I constantly get asked it. And I just want you to have a definitive guide on exactly how you can go from literally having no results, never selling before, never delivering before, and getting results, getting clients signed, getting new revenue in, and then growing the agency. And I'm really making this video from the standpoint of what did I need when I first started? Because the thing is, if you ever see a video from a YouTuber, from someone selling a course, from some agency guru that you can sign your first client within 30 days, you'll get to 10K a month, you'll be living a 4-hour work week, it'll be automated, it'll be super easy. It's not the case. And it's not the most appealing information to hear, right? It's very nice to sell. If you want to sell a course, tell them that, that you're going to sign 10K a month in 30 days. But the reality is that it's very difficult. And if you're thinking like, why am I telling you this? Why am I saying this? Because it's the truth, right? And I really just want you to know the truth because I've been in that situation where I've bought my first course. I first got into business. I thought I was going to sign 2 or 3 clients at 2 or 3K a month each. I'd be making around 8K, 10K, do this in 30 days, send some outreach, get the clients in, have a great life, super easy. Didn't happen. It took me 9 months to book my first meeting, right? Not even signing a client, not even generating revenue. To book my first meeting, 9 months. And he didn't even show up. So I'm telling you this because it's more difficult than people make it out to be. And usually the ones who make it seem easy are the ones who are selling you something. So this video is going to be completely transparent. It's going to tell you exactly what you need to know, from creating an offer to creating the messaging to how to reach out to people to where to reach out to people to how to actually make the sale. Because the thing is, one thing I do want to mention is that when I first started, I knew that I wanted to sign clients, right? Everyone does. I knew that I wanted to generate revenue. But the thing is, I've never delivered the service before. So on one hand, I wanted to book meetings and I wanted to sign clients, but I also didn't want to because if I did sign them, how was I going to deliver? And they're paying me money every month for a skill that I've never done. So it's like, on one hand, you want to do the thing, but on the other hand, you don't, because what if you don't get results? And if you have any sort of conscience, any sort of moral compass, you don't want to scam people. You don't want them to sign on and you don't get results. That's the worst feeling in the world. So you're kind of stopping yourself from doing it because you know you need to send outreach, but then you don't do it because how are you going to actually deliver? So in this video, I'm going to go over how I cover this, how I did this when I first started out, how I signed clients without any money, without any case studies, without any 997 course. And you don't need to buy anything at the end of this. This will be the full guide to actually signing clients without case studies and without money. So if you don't know who I am, my name's Ethan Welby. I'm the co-founder of Agency Growth Partner. And what we do, like I was mentioning, is we just partner with established companies, ones who already have results, already have clients, case studies, all that. And we just scale them a lot faster, right? We help them add an extra 50 to 100K a month by building out acquisition systems. And we're scaling this company to 7 figures now. And if you want more info on that, you can just check the link in the description. But again, like I said, we don't work with beginners. So the first thing that I need you to understand, and something I wish I understood when I first started out, was that in order to charge money, you need skills, right? You need to have some tangible proof that you can actually do the thing that you're talking about. And it's not for them. It's not for the client. It's for you. You need the proof. You need to understand that if you do get a client, there is actually a probability of you getting results. Because if you don't have this proof, you are going to be completely unconfident in the sales process. You're never going to sign a client because if you do get to the sales process, you have no conviction. You'll have nothing to stand on when you're actually making the pitch. And then once you do sign the client, you're most likely not going to get results. It's going to take a long time to learn. You're going to get terrible results. So you need skills to charge money, but you need to do the skill to learn the skill. Okay, understand this. You need to actually do the thing to get better at it. If you want to learn to ride a bike, you need to ride the bike continuously and make mistakes, and then you'll eventually get good. The same with any marketing skill. Whether that's Facebook ads, whether that's email marketing, whether that's content creation, whatever it might be. So the same way with riding a bike, you can expect to be bad at first, and then you'll become good over time by doing it, making mistakes, learning and getting better. But ideally, you don't want to be making these mistakes on a client that's paying you 2K, 3K a month, assuming you even get the deal. But you don't want to be making these mistakes with someone who's paying you money and expecting returns from you. And this is why most beginners are so unconfident, because they're trying to posture, they're trying to seem like they are something that they're not. And in reality, if they just acted, or if they just, was transparent, authentic about the fact that they were starting out, and I'll tell you how to do this in a minute, but if they were just transparent from the start, like, hey, I'm just starting out and I can't guarantee results right now, but I'm not expecting you to pay me huge amounts or even any amounts. But, I want to learn, I want to get better, and I'm willing to work hard. Business owners would be so much more likely to take you on than if you're like, yeah, I've done this before, and then they ask you for case studies, you have nothing to show. So expect to be bad and expect to become good by doing the thing. So the first thing that you need to do is figure out who are you actually helping. And this is your niche, right? You don't want to work with everyone because that's not going to work. Now, if you're watching this, I assume you have some sort of vague idea of a niche that you could work with or that you're looking to work with. Now, the general rule is that firstly, you need to pick a niche with some sort of finance. So the thing is, if you're helping, high school students to run Facebook ads, it's like they don't actually have money to invest. So ideally, you'd work with companies. If you're offering marketing, advertising, sales services, ideally, you'd work with more established people, with companies that have money, because it would be much easier for you to get results. Firstly, because they have the money to invest, so they can actually pay you the amounts that you want to be paid, but also because they have more to leverage. Because if you think about it, let's say you're helping a e-com brand, but on one hand, you choose to work with a beginner, someone who's never done this before, they have no website, they don't even have a product, they have never done this before, they don't know the logistics. Imagine how difficult it is to get them results if you run ads, because they need a lot more help than just ads. They need a whole business. So compare that to working with a company that's making 7 figures already, they have a great product, they have a high converting website, they have a team, all that, and they just need some more sales. It's like you will get better results, you'll get paid more, you'll have a better experience, and it'll be easier. So pick people that ideally have money in the first place. Then the next thing you need to do, and again, this is going to be like a broad guide to picking a niche. I assume that you have some sort of indication of who you want to work with, but this is just a quick list to go through. So make sure they have money, make sure they can actually afford what you do, then make sure that you could actually see yourself working with these people for years to come, right? I know a lot of guys who, they get into the agency space, and when I say guys, I mean like men, like boys, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to work with e-com skincare brands. It's like, why? Like, you've never used a skincare product in your life. Why would you go for that when you could choose anything else? They're like, I don't know. I see it a lot. People need skincare. So it's like, pick something that you ideally want to work with. For example, if you're really into fitness, working with gyms would make sense. Working with like boxing clubs, whatever it might be. And then, if you actually like skincare, then by all means go into skincare. But pick something that you could see yourself working with, because the thing is, you're not going to be picking this niche and then jumping to another and jumping to another. If you really want to grow, if you really want to, make 6-7 figures, you're going to have to stick with one for a long time. So at least make sure that you can see yourself working with these people. And the thing is, one thing I do want to say, you don't need to be passionate about this niche, right? You don't need to love this niche, okay? When I first started out, I didn't have some intrinsic passion for agency owners. Like, it wasn't some calling. It wasn't like my purpose. Like, don't worry about that. On one hand, make sure that, you have some sort of industry understanding of them. So like the guy talking about skincare that he's never done in his life, but also don't worry about it too much. For example, when I first started out, people used to tell me, pick a niche that you're passionate about, pick a niche that you love working with, that you would work all your life for, even if you didn't get paid. And I was like, I wouldn't work for anything if I didn't get paid my whole life. And at that point, because once you're starting out, the first thing that you need is money. Like, until you get some money in the bank, money is the priority. And then you can start thinking about passion, purpose, what would you do if you didn't get paid? But before that, it's like, no, pay my rent. So that's the first thing. Pick a niche that has money, that you can see yourself working with. And now, once you've picked that, you need to figure out what is their main problem. And the thing is, if you're helping a business, I'll tell you what the main problem is right now. More sales. Ooh, crazy. But people overcomplicate this, because the thing is, there's a million things that you could do for a business. You could clean their windows. You could, redo their website. You could do all these things. You could, fetch coffee for them. But the thing is, businesses need money. Businesses thrive off of acquisition. So if you can help a business with acquisition in any niche at all, you will do well, right? So it doesn't matter if you're helping gyms, you're helping chiropractors, you're helping agencies, as long as you can help them with acquisition, whether this is lead generation, whether it's creating an offer, whether this is sales, then you will become, someone that makes money, regardless of what niche you're in. And going on to that point, now we have a niche, but now we need an offer. Now the offer is simply, what are we promising to this niche? And the thing is, you're just starting out, so you can't actually promise anything clearly because you haven't done this before. So what we're going to do, and this is the key point for beginners. This is the key point. You're going to work on a performance basis. And what this entails is that you sign a client. They're not paying you any retainers. You get paid once you get results for them. Okay? And the reason that this is so effective is because it removes their risk to actually getting started with you. So you can get a client quickly, you can start learning the skills, you can start making mistakes, and it's not going to cost them anything. And on the other side, once you do get good, you get paid. Because now you're getting paid from getting the outcome that you said you were going to get. Because if you don't do the things that you say you're going to do, you're pretty much scamming people. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on a performance basis. And what this looks like is, let's say we're going after marketing agencies and we find that they need more bookings for acquisition. They need to be speaking to more people. So they need more bookings. And what we're going to do is we'll work on a performance basis to get them more bookings. And what this simply looks like is they sign up. We say, hey, I'll run the outreach for you. I'll do all this for you. I'll get you in contact with the right people. I'll get them onto your calendar. And once they show up and they're qualified, you pay me $100. That's it. And business owners will take that any day of the week, right? It's the best possible situation for them, right? So the same applies for anything else. If you're running email marketing for, e-com brands or any other company, dentists, chiropractors, anything. It's like, I'll run the email marketing. I'll reach out to your past clients. I'll nurture your leads. And then, once they start signing up, once you start making sales, I'll just take a percentage of those sales. And then that's my pay. Like, it's super aligned with what needs to be done in the sense that you need to learn the skills, but you also need to get paid. But they also need to have no risk because you're probably going to be bad. You're probably going to be really bad. And it's fine because you're just starting out. So why would you expect to be good, right? So the way we're going to structure the pricing is, if you're really ballsy, if you really want to go hard, you can start with a setup fee and then go straight into performance, right? So what this looks like is, again, marketing agency example, it would be, let's say, a $2,000 setup cost. So they pay you that one time. And then from there, it's just pay per booking, right? Pay per qualified show, okay? And the reason that I don't say for everyone just go straight with the setup cost is because, again, you have no basis to actually stand on for that setup cost. So while you will sign clients eventually, or you can sign clients eventually, it's just going to take longer. And with skills, it's important that you just get going as soon as possible. Because think about it like this. As soon as you start doing the skill, then you start getting better. And then you can start getting to the point where you're charging retainers, where you're charging higher fees, where you're charging setups, all this. But until you get to that point where you're doing the thing, you won't make any money and you won't get better at the skill. So my approach when I first started out, for full transparency, I was thinking to myself, I want to learn the skill. I know that I need to learn that, but also I know that I need to get paid. So what I was thinking is that in order to mitigate my risk, what I decided to do was I'm going to offer appointment setting to agencies. And the thing is, I was a marketing agency. So by doing the appointment setting for myself, if I could get bookings for myself, I could get bookings for them. So why this was effective was because on day one, I was learning the skill that I needed to learn. And by doing it for myself, I found proof of concept. So once I did get onto a call with a potential prospect, potential client, I would say, hey, I've booked 30 meetings for myself in the last 30 days. I could do the same for you. And at that point, I signed them on and I could get results from day one because I knew how to do it, right? So that's the approach I took. Now, I wouldn't recommend just copying that straight away because you'd be competing with a lot of people in the agency space. And also it's extremely saturated. But again, you can pick any niche that you want, to be honest. So the next step now is actually finding a place to reach people. Because again, we're doing this for $0. We're doing this completely free. So simply put, the platform that we pick is dependent on where we can find people. So for example, if you're going after gym owners, do not use LinkedIn, right? If you're going after agency owners, LinkedIn would be great. So if you're going after, for example, chiropractors or lawyers, TikTok might not be the best option. So all we need to do, and you should have an understanding of this because you're literally working with this niche, is where are they platform-wise, right? Can they be reached via email? Can they be reached via LinkedIn? Can they be reached via Instagram? Whatever is a medium to contact them, use that. And we're not looking for, what is the most optimal, best medium? It's like, no, as long as they can see the message, as long as they get the message, it's fine. Because our message is going to be so attractive. And I'll tell you how to create the message in a minute. But our message is going to be so attractive that it doesn't matter where they see it. Like, it could be seen on a billboard. It could be seen on a Facebook message. It could be seen on delivered by pigeon. It doesn't matter. The message is going to be so effective that they will reply regardless. So what you're going to do now is you're going to pick a platform, optimize your profile. I have videos on how to optimize your profile. Just search that up. Watch that video, implement it. Just no pictures of you drunk in high school. No, I don't know. Have a profile picture, say what you do, keep it professional, watch the other videos. Just come on, don't mess it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to send a message to these people. And the message, again, this is just a general framework, but it will go something like this. So I would literally say a message, the simple, let's say we're going after the marketing agency example. I'd say something like this. And this is literally what I used to say at the beginning. So I would say something like, hey, Name, hope you're doing great. I just wanted to reach out because we help marketing agencies get an extra 15 to 30 qualified appointments every single month on a complete pay on results basis. There's no setup costs. You just pay once you get qualified bookings in your calendar. Would you be open to me sending some more info? That's it. Who's going to say no to that? Who's going to say no to that? There's no setup cost. That's the biggest objection that they'll give you. The biggest objection that they'll give you is, oh, I don't want to pay a setup cost. Now there's no setup cost. So we do that. We get them in, sign them up as a client. Obviously, there's more to it, but we're going to get them onto a call, right? So once they do say yes, send some more info, then what you can say is, perfect, I'll be happy to. We can discuss this all on a quick call. I'll walk you through our entire system for getting these results. Then get them onto a call, follow a proven sales process. I have a video on that. So if you just search my name and sales system or sales script, it'll be perfectly fine. You can do this all on one call. You don't need follow-ups. You don't need proposals. You don't need any of that stuff. Don't worry about that. You can get this done on one call. You should get this done on one call. Okay? So you get on the call, ask them some questions, watch the video after this one on my sales script. Watch that. Ask the questions, make a pitch at the end. It's a no-brainer. They'll say yes, you sign up. You can send them a contract if you want, but not even necessary. Then you start working with them. And the game plan after that is you need to learn this skill as fast as possible. You need to learn this quickly. Watch YouTube videos, buy courses, use ChatGPT, whatever it takes. Learn it as soon as possible. And once you start getting results, you will get paid. And once you start getting paid and getting results, you will have a case study. And now you have proof. Now you have evidence both for your clients and potential clients, but also for yourself. So you're not going to feel like a fraud. You're not going to feel like an imposter doing outreach and doing sales, saying that you've done this in the past. Now you have. So every piece of messaging that you send is not saying, hey, we could do this. Now it's going to be, hey, we've done this for an agency or for a business exactly like yours. Would you be open to me sending some more info on how we can do the same for you? Right? You're speaking from proof. And then when you get on the sales call, it's not saying, hey, so I think we could potentially do this. I saw Ethan talk about this in a YouTube video. I could probably do this for you. They'd be like, what? No. But if you say, hey, we helped this company to do this. This is how we did it. We started with this. We did this and we did this. And I'm thinking we could do the exact same for you. Would you be open to getting started? You'd be like, yeah, fair enough. Right? And then you can start charging high prices. You can start with a setup cost. So that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I used to charge $5,000 setup. And then pay per booking or pay per performance, just like normal. And then once you sign, let's say 4, 5, 10 clients on this, you can start transitioning to retainer. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your best clients, the ones who are getting the absolute most results, and let's say you're charging them $3,000 a month for performance. You can say, hey, it's been great working with you, and we're currently charging around $3,000 a month on average. Would you be open to moving to a retainer and paying $2,800 per month consistently? Right? And they're going to say yes, because that's less than what they're usually paying. And this is good for you. The reason that it's good for you is because now you have a consistent monthly recurring revenue. With pay per performance, it's up and down. But with a retainer, you know that every single month on whatever date, you're going to get hit with a 2,800 in your stripe, and you're just going to have, an actual business that you can grow. And you keep doing this over and over and over, getting your best clients onto retainer, and then eventually you'll just start charging retainer in the first place. So that's how you do it. Very simple. And the thing is, most people watch this video and they won't do anything from it. So I've literally just told you exactly what to do. And if you don't do it, and you're still watching these videos, and you come back a month later and you still don't have clients, it's understandable, right? So do this, implement everything. So pick a niche, pick an offer, pick a platform, send outreach, get the clients, get results, charge on a performance basis. And then I absolutely guarantee that you will sign clients and generate revenue if you follow this process. So if you want more videos like this, check out the channel for more, subscribe, like, do all that stuff. And if you're still watching this and you run an established agency for whatever reason, and you want to learn more about what we do, you can just check the link in the description.